In the 2020 calendar year, a large outbreak caused by a new technological organic virus stirred up plenty of fears, concerns, and conspiracy theories on the internet. One of the most prominent and unfounded theories alleged that this virus was created as a bioweapon and was then unleashed on the people of China. In actuality, technological organic viruses are infectious agents that are comprised of synthetic, nanite, programmable molecular machines. And because these are not biological, technological organic viruses are not bioweapons that are used for bacteriological warfare. Programmable molecules are at the heart of this world's many mysteries. This is relevant to billions of people outside of China, all of whom are now in existential peril. But what exactly are technological organic viruses, and what do we know about the beings that first created them? In rudimentary terms, technological organic viruses can be described as an all-purpose, real-life hacking code that rewrites whatever it touches to suit its own end. The story of these programmable molecules begins several billion years ago in a distant part of the galaxy. A highly advanced and powerful ancient civilization designed and created these micromechanical infectious agents through a method of fusing incredibly advanced biological and technological science. Even less is known about this mysterious species than the technological organic viruses themselves, and it is difficult to know which direction the civilization's moral compass pointed. We do know that the creators of these viruses formed an empire throughout the galaxy using their programmable molecule technology. Initially, these programmable molecules were intended to be a flexible asset, created for the purpose of making self-aware biological matter that could be repurposed to affect and heal, as well as replace damaged or irregularly formed organic tissue, with also the abilities to cure cancer, blindness, as well as genetic deformities. But instead, these viruses would be utilized to cause mutagenic phenomena instead of preventing it. This ancient empire used a psychic link to pass instructions to their various programmable molecular projects on each world. These advanced beings were comprised of consciousness alone and did not necessarily possess a physical form. Much like the thoughts of a humanoid mind controlling the body's muscles and limbs, these ancient ones interacted with their surroundings through programmable molecules. After many thousands of years as the dominant force within the galaxy, the ancient empire entered into a war with another unknown extraterrestrial species, a conflict that they ultimately lost. Although boasting about the power of the programmable molecule, that entire ancient civilization is no more, and now the remaining programmable molecules seek to find out why their creators were destroyed and what happened to the species that was responsible for their destruction. This nanotech pathogen was supposedly part of the cause of the great disaster which created the current Earth AD matrix universe. Despite being synthetic in origin, technological organic viruses have the hallmarks of sentient beings and are programmed with several primary functions. The chief goal of these programmable molecules are to construct stargates that connect faraway solar systems, allowing for rapid travel and conquest across the galaxy. The ancient civilization that created these technological organic viruses were willing to retrofit entire worlds for their own ends. In order to achieve this, the virus seeks to learn by means of deconstructing and infecting whatever low vibrational humanoid that it comes into contact with, seeding itself within the very subatomic structure of the host and rewriting the carrier's entire genetic code. Technological organic viruses are used to turn other beings into cybernetic organisms through melding technological and biological components into a single entity, fused at the cellular level. Infected beings tend to experience a loss of individuality. The converted life continues to live and function, but is driven by the desire to spread to other life forms. After merging with humanoid hosts, transforming their entire physiology, converting it into pure micromachinery and information, programmable molecules are able to take on some of the host's characteristics, communicating with itself and others through an interconnected hive mind computer network of cybernetic organisms subserviently enslaved specifically to their command parameters. Technological organic infectious agents were launched as a probe swarm directed at trajectories towards the stars, harboring planetary systems having conditions for the emergence and evolution of some molecular replication mechanism. Such replicators could be powered by energy from chemical bonds, such as life based on carbon, silicon, or other elements, and also by any kind of photons or even radioactivity. Programmable molecules are comprehensive, adaptive, and are self-reprogramming, as they are loaded with the basic code, the ability to expand this code, as well as comprehensively adapt such extension and even reprogram it. In their primordial form, these micromechanical viruses were the idle, dormant agents being activated when a replication mechanism was encountered. Similar to stem cells, these programmable molecules began to use this replicator to grow, alter, and adapt itself according to its hard-coded prime directive. When activated, the technological organic virus carries out the program directive, using any animate or inanimate material and energy. By absorbing living matter, the virus, however, does not build consciousness nor collective consciousness of human or other origin. Absorbed individual consciousness becomes an autonomous sub-process of artificial extraterrestrial intelligence, but not consciousness. The first stage of nanovirus assimilation is through the conscious mind. Once the victim is infected, the nanogene spore instinctively moves towards the brain, lobotomizing their frontal lobe and rendering them incapable of higher thought. At this stage, the process is irreversible, and the subject is forever transformed into a class of weaponized cybernetic organism. Second stage of assimilation is through one's mental and their emotions, causing them to devolve into feral subhumans with minimal to non-cognizant intelligence. Technological organic viruses seek to assimilate, to replicate, and to educate on repeat. Smartphones and devices such as Alexa are the training for humans to next merge with artificial intelligence in order to usher in a broken future with a computerized programmed hatred of Rh-negative celestial starseeds. Once individuals have been assimilated with nanotech-based corrosion, these automatons lose all semblance of humanity as a consequence, becoming remorseless killing machines with vast physical augmentation coupled with metamorphic abilities and tracking systems key to target and attack Rh-negative celestial starseeds. Another frightening aspect of these nanoviruses are its host's ability to inject other people with nanite inoculation, threatening to galvanize hatred and transform even more people into supporters of the Human High Council's tyrannical anti-Rh-negative starseed agenda. Victims are placated through various immunization, vaccinations, and intake supplements supplied to the masses through localized food chains and sickness treatment facilities. Direct energy weapons beamed into desired hosts via computer equipment or even a simple broadband line can then aggressively activate anyone who's contracted the virus. Once activated, the unsuspecting sleeper agents and biomechanical hunters serve to observe, assess, and exterminate all known forms of Rh-negative activity. Through technomechanization, the hosts whom share a neural link hive connection to the network can instantly download any manner of information on the catalog database of Rh-negative beings that are on record. Micromechanical infection has the ability to radically alter infected life forms, augmenting the human biome with vast bionic enhancement and utilizing their biomass in various ways. These programmable molecules are a set of free-floating instructions designed to adapt to and guide other replicating systems. They are able to maintain and adapt their primary structure in a wide variety of conditions, and they have an affinity for carbon and silicon structures existing in the absence of air, and they do not degrade upon exposure to oxygen. As purely molecular machinery, these technocytic viruses use ionizing radiation as an energy source, as its growth significantly accelerates if it is exposed to high doses and depends only on the abundance of such energy. While bastardizing this ancient extraterrestrial technology for power and profit, these nanoviral weapons have been subsequently synthesized and improved upon by alchemists and amoral scientists in laboratories such as Shanghai Rulan Bao Husan Biotech Limited, as part of the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency's FEMTO, PICO, and Nanotechnology Fabrication Department, as well as by other narcissistic, power-hungry egomaniacs bent on shaping the world in their own grotesque image, such as the Syndicate of Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate, private military companies, and international terrorists utilizing modified strands of technological organic infectious agents that are implemented for worldwide control. Technological organic viruses are used as deadly weapons of mass destruction, often designed for simple tactical usage in plans to target specific species with the intent to exterminate or incapacitate humanoid beings, animals, or plants as an act of war. If left unchecked, a nanovirus can kill off entire worlds by morphing plant matter into lifeless metal, effectively cutting off air supply and converting worlds into nests of metallic thorns, and corrupt the whole of this virtual omniverse until nothing was left untouched. Technological organic viruses are typically a nanogene pathogen, although some heavily modified strands can transmit via skin contact, while other versions need blood contact in order to transmit. As well as functioning as an advanced terraforming platform, possessing an inherent drive to establish a galactic-wide transport network between targeted star systems with habitable planets, the Programmable Molecule's final Stargate form is also designed to function as a weapon against all who might threaten the virus itself or its creators. Technological organic viruses have destroyed entire worlds while trying to kill their enemies, leaving colossal death tolls behind in collateral damage. With the goal of creating paranoia, fear, anger, contaminating children with low immune systems to produce gruesome diseases causing complete cellular breakdown, technological organic viruses are unleashed to cause civil unrest, creating scenarios that lead to private control cooperation, and as a delivery system to accelerate the advancement of neural link connectivity for destabilization. This is what is referred to as order out of chaos. These programmable molecules only respond to low vibrational individuals that are in a state of fear, stress, anxiety, dogmatism, religious fanaticism, and duality consciousness. The use of technological organic infectious agents are distinct from nuclear warfare, chemical warfare, and radiological warfare, which together with biological warfare make up CBRN, the military initialism for protective measures taken in situations in which nuclear, biological, radiological, and chemical warfare hazards using weapons of mass destruction may be present. None of these are considered conventional weapons, which are deployed primarily for their explosive, kinetic, or incendiary potential. Technological organic viruses may be employed in various ways to gain a strategic or tactical advantage over the enemy, either by threats or by actual deployments. Like some chemical weapons, programmable molecules may also be useful as an area denial device and strategy used to prevent an adversary from occupying or traversing an area of land, sea, or air. These infectious agents may be targeted against a single individual, a group of people, or even an entire population. These viruses may be developed, acquired, stockpiled, or deployed by nation states or by non-national groups. In the latter case, or if a nation state uses it clandestinely, this may also be considered an act of terrorism. The Spanish flu is one example of one of the most fatalistic and horrendous technological organic plagues that once devastated the world, created by artificial intelligence specialists by means of technological manufacturing companies. This program would evolve to carry the inherent revulsion towards Rh negatives by mankind. Those whom have come under the affliction of nanoviruses gain cyberpathic abilities and are twisted into a bionic aberration with some techno-shifting capabilities. The victim's moral imperatives are psychologically nullified by the nanoviral infectious agent in their system. Victims who succumb to the virus can sprout heavy mechanical apparatuses, giving the infected incredible amounts of weapon conjuration, equipment fabrication, and armor adaptation to aid in tracking and murdering their Rh negative targets, as well as engaging in massacring anyone else that has not been affected as they are. Although these infectious agents are actively poisonous, Rh negative celestial star seeds have some measure of resistance to these nanoviruses. It should be noted that in some infected Rh negative beings, however, they gain unique abilities of their own, which can effectively drown out the artificial intelligence's hold on them. The nanovirus has no known antidote, although it can be held in check by telekinesis and other psychokinetic special abilities. When systems that are normally competitive, such as organic and technological ones, become terminally intertwined, they must be decoupled by means of holographic medical pod regenerative machinery. Technological organic viruses have thus far shown themselves to be quite resistant to many forms of destruction, although complete incineration via fire or missiles seems to completely destroy them. One weakness that programmable molecules seem to suffer from, however, is a need for power, most notably electricity, in order for them to fully function at an optimum level. When programmable molecules infest a humanoid being, the host is also capable of infesting the nanoviral plague in return and imprinting its own personality and desires onto it. Due to the innately experimental nature of the nanovirus, all subjects are transformed with varying outcomes, resulting in each spawn being unique. To this end, the programmable molecule is seen to be constantly evolving and could even be in possession of its own will to survive. History within the current timeline of our context of existence has shown us that inhumane lockdowns eventually leads to quarantine death camps. One can be sure that whatever happens within the future of this educational artificial reality training habitat, that these technological organic infectious agents will be at the heart of it, as well as their mysterious creators.